All right, all right, all right. Hello, hello, everybody. Happy day. All right, we are live and cooking with grease. We are back for Morning Motivation by CTR Media Network. That is sponsored by CTR Cares, which is a nonprofit organization. They help you with, your digital, learning how to do things in this digital landscape, as well as trainings and all that other good stuff. So, what we're going to do, we're going to talk about this morning motivation. We're going to talk about the topic of building consistency. All right, because that is usually the problem of many. It's not that you don't have no innovative ideas. It's not that you don't work. It's just that you're maybe not consistent, and not being consistent is really stopping you from achieving your full goal. So, we're going to take a commercial break. And then after that, we are going to jump and dive into this conversation. But before we do that, I want to give a shout out to our media sponsor, Swag Her Magazine. Yes, Swag Her Online, Swag Her Magazine. Make sure to check them out if you're a business owner that want PR services. They are a PR marketing firm. And for those of you who want to see more content just like this or listen, we have audio podcasts called Audio Wave, and then we also have a plethora of other shows that you can watch by downloading the CTR Media Network app on today. So we're gonna go ahead and have that commercial break, and we'll be back in a moment.
Here's why you need to tune in right now. With CTR Media Network, you can transform your knowledge into a fully produced TV show. Imagine your content streaming on platforms like Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and Amazon Fire TV, reaching over 350 million households in 140 countries. We take care of everything, from managing your ready-to-go content to global distribution. And it's not just any content, it's edutainment, a perfect blend of education and entertainment that keeps viewers coming back for more. You'll join a vibrant community of thought leaders, podcasters, and educators, all sharing a passion for impactful content and global reach. Plus, with our app available on Google Play and the App Store, your show will be accessible to millions more, ready to shine on the global stage. Let's get you started. Schedule a 15-minute call with us today and turn your idea into a TV sensation. Reply to this video by saying, "I want to learn more." Don't wait, your audience is out there waiting.
All right, and just like that, we are back. Happy day. This is to our CTR Media Network family, and welcome back to Morning Motivations by CTR Media Network and sponsored by CTR Cares. This week, we're going to talk about consistency, which is basically the secret ingredient to achieving long-term success. It's not what you do once in a while, but what you do every day that shapes your future, okay? And so one thing that I feel that have served me very well is being consistent. Being consistent even when I didn't have all the information, showing up even when I didn't feel like it, doing the work when I felt like I was hitting my head against the roof, feeling like why it don't seem like it's working. Even though I knew the blueprint and it has been proven many, many times, but I felt like, oh my God, I'm just not seeing the results that I want to see. But all in all, I still remained consistent. And so much so that in the entrepreneurship arena, I was nicknamed Miss Consistent because regardless of the situation, I always showed up. So let's talk about this because I feel like this is one of the things that if you learn to be consistent, regardless of whatever it is that you're doing, consistency will help you show up, take action on a regular basis, even when it's hard for you to do it, or even when it's inconvenient. Consistency is that thing that bridges together setting goals and achieving them, whether they're small or big. Being consistent is you taking action over time that leads to significant results. So many people ask me, How is it that you was able to do XYZ? Right? And I was like, you know what? I just showed up. I just showed up and figured it out. And I just thought about something. I did not set up my video the way I wanted to set it up. But anyway, we're going to keep it going. And so let's go ahead and break down to give you guys those tips, because I like to give you guys tips and strategies on how to help you build up that consistency. So why consistency is the key. Tip number one, consistency builds habits that make progress feel effortless. Now, I'm not going to say it's not going to feel, you don't have to put forth effort, but when you are consistent every day, you start developing a muscle inside of you that it's like for me, going live with you guys every single morning, right? It building up a muscle in me that my body naturally wakes up because it's in tune with the habits that I have built with going live every single morning. And even though it's not always easy, it takes effort, but it doesn't feel as bad because I have developed a habit of consistency, right? Tip number two, it helps you to stay focused on your long-term vision by creating a daily routine. When you create a daily routine, your daily routine helps you be able to get through the small stuff so that you can get through to the big stuff. Okay. And so for me, consistency has always been that secret sauce, that thing that I always did, even when it wasn't easy to do. And tip number three is consistency builds trust with others. So if you are an entrepreneur, just showing up every day, even if you don't have everything figured out, it builds that trust. It builds that trust with your clients. It builds that trust with your customers and even your team. And get this, it even builds it with complete strangers, because you do have people that watch you all the time, that watch you, but they may not come in and support, but they watch you. Okay? They watch you. And so literally being consistent can actually help you with that. And so I feel like being consistent is one of those things that everybody can do, but we don't always do it. Hello, Mr. Richardson. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. And so if you can just develop the muscle and develop the habit of being consistent, even when it don't feel right, even when you feel like you don't know everything, but just showing up every single day, and know and be okay with people seeing you work through a certain thing real time. Like yesterday, we was talking about time management. And I mean, I'm one of those people who's going to be transparent. And I told you, I'm like, listen, to be honest with you, I don't do well with this all the time. I'm still working on this. It shows that you're real, for number one. Number two, it shows that you still working on things. And it also give other people hope to say, okay, people who are looking up to you, be like, okay, this person is uber successful and they're admitting that they still got to work on time management or whatever it is that you need to work on. So let me give you a scenario. Imagine that you're starting a podcast, but only uploading episodes sporadically. Sporadically means you need to upload a video at least once a week, but maybe you're doing it once every 2 weeks, once every month. How do you think that's going to do if you want to grow your podcast? You want to grow your podcast audience, and eventually you want that podcast to become a source of income from you. But only thing you're doing is uploading your episodes sporadically. How do you think that's going to look for you? It's not going to look well, because number one, your audience won't know when to tune into your episode. And number two, the audience that you are building, you're going to lose that trust because they don't know when to look for you. And another thing is, think about, we already have blueprints and models that's out for us. Why is it that we get ingrained with television shows? Because we know and I'm a 90s girl, so I'm going to go back to the Martin days. Okay. Why did Martin become one of the, if not one, no, the top? I know in Black culture, he was like the top for a minute for our culture of shows on prime time until they moved the time slot. But I digress. Why do you think that it was number one? Because we knew to look for Martin every single Thursday night at 8 p.m. EST. We knew that Martin was going to be on. We knew it. We knew to look for it. Just like if you watch The Different World, if you watch The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, if you watch Sanford and Son, whatever it is that you watch, Good Times, The Jeffersons, yeah, you see it. You see what kind of stuff I watch. You knew when to look for it, okay? And so just imagine if you went to go look for the show and it was not playing. How would you feel? The following week, would you more than likely go to see, is it going to play? So that is how people feel when you are building a podcast, a TV show, or if you're a person who just build out content or just go live, whether it's audio or video. If you just show up whenever you show up, then you're not building that trust and consistency. And if and they're not, they eventually that audience is going to stop looking for you. They're going to find another person or people that are showing up that they can rely on to show up when they're supposed to. So how can you accomplish this consistency if this is one of your problems that you have? How can you solve it? Number one, you need to create you a weekly schedule. And not just create it to make it look pretty to say that I have a schedule. I'm talking about create the weekly schedule and stick to it. No matter how small the task is, you will follow through. Number two, uh, you use tools like reminders or automations to help you stay on track. Like I said, I use my alarm on my phone to ring at certain times to remind me to do certain things for time management. Well, that particular skill can also be used in building your consistency, because sometimes you just simply need to be reminded of something that you're supposed to be doing. Happy day, Swag Herd. Yes, please like and share. Tap in. Yes, they said tap in. That is our media sponsor. All right. And so how can you overcome these barriers? Let me give you a tip. If consistency is the issue with you, because if you're something that's not naturally for you or naturally easy for you to do, consistency is something that is not hard for me to do. Yeah, I have to think about it, but it's not hard for me to do, because once I develop a habit or muscle, I just show up, right? Even when it's not easy to do so. Now, time management is something I'm still working on. Because managing my time well has not always been my strong suit, because I either spend too much time on something or not enough time on something. But we're talking about overcoming this barrier if you're dealing with consistency. So tip one, you start small. I need you to focus on doing one thing consistently for like 10 minutes at a time. So if it's exercising, if that's your goal for 2025 to get your health together, to start exercising, I need you to focus on being consistent, working out 10 minutes at a time. And you may think that's not good. 10 minutes, I need at least an hour. Well, before you can get an hour, you need to first conquer 10 minutes, because an hour is a lot if you are not used to exercising. 10 minutes will start building up your stamina. Tip number two, you need to plan ahead for distractions. One thing that we do not do when we plan out our schedule is plan out a margin for distractions that will happen. It's just like, it's life. Like I like to say, life be life. And like people say, you're going to have some distractions. So what are you going to do to give yourself a margin for distraction? Or I say a margin for you to be able to fix or pull yourself back together. Set aside some time for that. You need to set some boundaries, and you need to set your list in priorities. Like I said before in another live, whatever is the most time sensitive, you have that first. Whatever is the hardest, you put that first, and then you work through the easier things that's not so time sensitive later in the day. Tip number three, you need to forgive yourself if you miss a day. The hardest thing is to get back on the pony when you fell off. right? So say for example, I missed a live and I've been going live every single day and all of a sudden something happened and it was beyond out of my control and I missed the live, right? Should I A, not go live again because now I'm embarrassed and people like, where you at, where you at, where you at? Or two, the next following day, get on the live, explain what happened and keep moving forward. You should do B. Get on the live, explain what happened because your audience deserve to know because they're invested in you. If it's something that's not too personal, you can share something came up or whatever. And then you just keep on going. Remember, consistency does not mean that you're going to be perfect. It's not about perfection. It's about showing up. And showing up is not always pretty. Showing up is sometimes messy. Showing up means just what it is, being consistent and showing up. So if you are seeking perfection, you have already lost. I need you to drop that perfection. Because everyone who seeks this perfection, they you set yourself up for failure. I'm speaking for myself now when I say that. When I learned how to not have everything be all right, because I remember when I used to do my lives early in the morning and I used to get on the camera, the hair had to be right. I didn't wear makeup every day, but a certain way you would like to look, even down to my voice. The other day I went live. I actually did so many lives and interviews in one the previous day that my voice was hoarse, which means my voice was really, really deep. It was really, really deep. And I'm like, I don't want to go live my voice like this. But guess what? I went live anyway. I went live anyway. Okay? Being consistent. So on today, I want you to remember that consistency does not mean that you have to be perfect. I want you to, if you do, uh, I would say make a mistake during this habit building of consistency, forgive yourself and just keep on going. Okay. I want you to write down those lists and prioritize them based on the times, how hard it is and the time sensitivity, and work your way down. I want you to visualize yourself actually accomplishing that goal or being successful at whatever it is that you're doing. Like you're thinking about doing a live, whether it's audio or video, and see yourself actually hitting the live button, setting it up, going live, and finishing. How that's gonna feel. I need you to be really immerse yourself in how good it's gonna feel for you to be able to achieve that goal, even if it's small. Learn to celebrate your small wins. Self motivate yourself. Some of you use affirmations. I use a combination of affirmations and Bible scriptures and quotes, different quotes that motivate me. Whatever it is that works for you, do it. Oh, another thing that I do, I create playlists on YouTube of motivational music. So I keep that on private just for me, and I just go and play it in rotation to motivate me. And you need to set some things in your life that are non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. What is it that you're going to do that is non-negotiable, that was regardless of whatever's going on in your life, you are going to show up and you're going to do this every day. For me, dealing with my amazing audience over here with CTR Motivations, Morning Motivations, my non-negotiable is I am going to speak to, after I speak to God and do my prayers, the very next group of people that I'm speaking to is you. I'm not even going to do a meeting. I'm not going to have no conversation, checking no emails. My next non-negotiable time each day is making sure that I show up for all of you for morning motivation. So what is it that is your non-negotiable? Track yourself, be excited because you're on a streak. Like right now, I think I'm day 21. Day 21. What is the 21st or the 22nd? It's okay. So I'm day 22, day 23, being consistently going live every single day. My personal goal is to go live every day for the year 2025. That's my goal. I'm putting it out there. That's my goal. I used to do this all the time. I go live every single week, multiple times during the week, but I have stopped going live every single day. So one thing that I knew that I needed to do in order to help more people and also help myself and develop that muscle again is to go live every single day. So right now, I started on December 31st, New Year's Eve, and I am in day 23 right now. And I still got a lot more days to go. But guess what? Once I get to 50 or 30 or well, no, I'm about 30. I can celebrate 30. Then I can celebrate 50. I can celebrate 100 days. I don't know. I might share that with you guys once I get there. But anywho, what is it that you want to do? What is it that you want to accomplish? I need you to track it. I want you to commit to one thing today that you are going to do, that you are going to consistently do, whether it is showing up for yourself, whether it's taking care of your mental health, whether it is your health and wellness, whether it's relationships, whether it's a podcast or TV show, whether it's social media management, whether it's your business owner and you are going to finally invest in some kind of course or class or whatever it is that you want to do. Um, hey, Latrell. Uh-oh, Latrell is a CTR rider. That is a CTR rider in the building. When we see you all the time, we recognize you. Hashtag CTR rider. Thank you for coming in today. Because Latrell is consistently on these lives every day, not every day, every day. And we appreciate you. So, on that note, you guys, I want you to develop the muscle, develop the habit of being consistent. When you are being consistent, it doesn't matter if you're not perfect, if all your I's is not dotted, all your T's are not crossed. Because at the end of the day, one of the things that has been my secret sauce from all these years of doing social media. I told you before, I've been on social media ever since 2009, but I didn't take it real serious until 2013. And that's when I really was like a full-time content creator, creating content every single day. I didn't look at it like that because that wasn't a terminology back in the day. But when I tracked it, ever since 2023, I've been creating content. Many of you be like, well, when did she start? In 2013. And so you can track me and all that stuff like that. But one thing that has always served me very, very well, one thing that helped me build my audience organically, because so many people ask me, how did you build groups, social media groups, and all this stuff like that? I would come in and help and collab with other group administrators and help them grow their groups and all that stuff behind the scenes. And how did I do it? By showing up and being consistent. Okay. Hey, Red, that's one of our moderators to keep the community clean and safe. Thank you. Thank you. And that I was consistent. Consistent. It wasn't that I was perfect. It wasn't that I always had it figured out. It wasn't that I always felt like doing it. It wasn't that I knew what I was doing every single time. It was me working through the mess real time, being consistent, showing up, even when it wasn't easy to do so, being honest about my journey and sharing my journey and whatever it is that I was doing on the video, whether I was helping them with their health and wellness, whether I was helping them with homeschooling, or whether I was helping them with something dealing with business. Whatever it is, or whatever it was, I showed up. Okay. And sometimes I even showed up in my pajamas when I was helping the homeschool parents. I was like, listen, I took a shower and put on a fresh pair of pajamas. I don't feel like doing clothes today. I'm teaching these kids in my pajamas. And no, I'm not doing my hair. I put my hair in this, well, I used to use a do-rag. I put it in this do-rag. But now I just upgraded. Now I do a bonnet. But I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And so that honesty, that transparency actually helped a lot of homeschooling parents back then because they felt like it had to be picture perfect. And so sometimes I just be like, you know what? I ain't feel like putting on makeup. Y'all just have to see these freckles. It is what it is. And you don't want to see these freckles, then scroll up. Scroll up. So be consistent, you guys. Be consistent. Show up. And that has been and has always been my secret sauce. So if you're looking at me and saying, I want to do what she's doing, I want to build up my own audience, I want a business, successful businesses, I want to do this and that and all the third. The one thing that I'm going to say this and then I'm going to end the live. Remember that your success is always on the other side of what you don't want to do. So figure out what you don't want to do that you know you probably should be doing, and then you need to do that. One thing that I did not want to do, I never wanted to do, was to share my life on social media, share some things about what I do on social media. I have always been a very private person. I'm an only child, so I don't have no siblings. And so it has always just been myself and my parents and some cousins, okay? And the hardest thing for me has always been to do audio and then to come on video, because I didn't like the way I sound. I didn't like the way that I look. I felt like I wasn't polished enough. I had all of these ideas of why I shouldn't. And guess what? That's the exact thing that helped make me stand apart. And it's the very thing, by going live and showing up being consistent, that helped me build what I have today. And it was something that I never wanted to do. I never wanted to go live. I prefer working behind the scenes. I prefer doing my work where people don't know I'm doing it. I'm helping other people, helping other influencers and celebrities and business owners look good and get their stuff out. I prefer being behind the scenes where no one know I'm there other than the C-suite. C-suite, CEO, COO, CFO, all of them. Just the hierarchy of the people who own stuff. They know I'm there. They hired me to be there, right? I prefer that. I don't like to be in front of the camera. Did you know that? I don't like being in front of the camera. Never did. Never did. Never did. Because you get scrutiny. People, you start letting people in your life, right? And so I was like, I don't want to be in front of the camera. I like being behind the camera, being an EP, executive producer, or AP, associate producer. I don't like being in front of the camera. Oh no. But guess what? My success was attached to on the other side of what I didn't want to do. And I didn't want to do video. I didn't want to do a podcast. I didn't want to do a TV show. I didn't want to be live on social media. I didn't want to create content that involved me being in it. I would create content, but I didn't want to be in it. Okay? But that is where my success lied, right? And so sometimes success is uncomfortable. It's very, very uncomfortable. Okay? But the reason why, even though it was uncomfortable for me, the reason why I still did it is because my love for people and my passion out it canceled out my temporary being uncomfortable, because I realized I could help more people by pressing that live button than I could by traveling to every single city, state, and country. What you don't realize is that social media, how powerful it is. And so I was able to help so many more people by being uncomfortable temporarily doing the audio, or temporarily doing being in front of the camera. And my love and my passion just outweighed my personal inconvenience at the moment. And so now I develop a muscle, a habit of being consistent even when I didn't want to, even when I felt uncomfortable. Okay. We have we have Shafray Moore in the building early this morning. Early this morning. Hey girl, hey. She is the founder and CEO of She Trucking. So if ladies, you out there thinking you can't ride no big rig, you can't drive it. Nah, I can't drive. I can barely drive a small SUV. But this young lady right here, honey, she get on that 18-wheeler and she be whipping it back and forth. She be whipping it back and forth. So if you have a desire to go into the trucking industry, which we know is a male-dominated industry, then you need to connect with them. She has a free community of over 30,000 people, not people, women in the trucking industry. So you can go check her out today by just searching She Trucking, and you'll be able to learn and be encouraged if that is something that you want to do. It's more and more women driving trucks every single day, but I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna need a supportive community, because it's not an easy road to be on, but you definitely can be successful and do what you do and do it very well. So thank you for tuning in on today. All right, so be consistent. On that note, you guys, if you're ready to amplify your voice and connect with like-minded entrepreneurs and creators, this is what I need you to do. I need you to download the CTR Media Network app today. Yes, we got an app. We on TV, baby. You can look at us on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, Roku TV, Android TV. And if you do not have those devices, then guess what you need to do? You need to take that cell phone that you're listening to me right now on, and then you need to hop on over to your Google Play Store or your Apple Store. And then you need to search the word CTR Media Network. Download the app for absolutely free. You'll be able to get some things that I do, and most importantly, what everybody else do on CTR Media Network. We have amazing content creators, podcasters, webinars, events designed to fuel your life in business and your personal life to help you grow. I want you to tap on in by clicking the link in the description of this video and download the app today, because guess what? Your voice matters. You need to let it be heard, okay? Let me say it again for the people in the back of the room. Your voice matters, and let it be heard. So tomorrow, I will be going live as usual, giving you another dose of morning motivations. These morning motivations is designed because I realize in 2025, in order for you to thrive, the very first thing that you need to do in your day, after you open your eyes and thank God for another day, you need to be motivated. You do not need to carry the past pains and whatever it is, or the upset or whatever that you was going through the previous day. You didn't have a good day at work. You do not need to carry that into your next day. You need to reshape, rebuild your mind, because when you change your mind, you can change your life. And it's something that do not cost you a thing. You just have to work at it. Change your mindset, okay? That's one thing that helped me a lot. I'm not perfect at it, but I am really good at it now, because now I have learned to identify the signs, the triggers, and all of that. So the goal is, I want you, if you don't have a supportive system, this is your support to know that, hey girl, hey guy, you can do it. You can do it right. And morning motivation is help to set your day right. On that note, you guys have a great, amazing rest of your day. Thank you. This has been Morning Motivations with CTR Media Network, sponsored by CTR Cares, our nonprofit organization. Make sure to check us out, and we will see you on tomorrow with another timely topic. And the topic, just in case you wanted to know, we're going to be talking about self-care. The importance of self-care. We hear it, it's trending, self-care, but what is really the importance of it? We're going to talk about that in Morning Motivations on Thursday. So make sure you tune in tomorrow morning so we can deep dive into that topic and give you some tips and strategies so that you can make sure you take care of yourself while you're making an impact in the world. I will talk to you later. Have a great, amazing rest of your day, and make sure to download the app today. Talk to you later. Bye.
Dreams do come true. I am showering on Netflix.
What I wish I knew when I started podcasting: how to get an awesome website in minutes. No technical knowledge, no problem. Podpage is designed for podcasters, not developers. Build a professional website in minutes, no coding required. Focus on your podcast, not your website. Join over 30,000 podcasters who trust Podpage to showcase their shows. It's easy, it works, it's made for you. Visit CTR Media Network and scan the QR code to get started now. Podpage, build it, love it, share it.